Peace, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Chosen Lifelines for Men. My name is Walter Jennings from Chosen Life Specialists, where we have been called to challenge and, if necessary, partner with you in changing your motivation, mentality, and mettle. Today, I want to talk to you about a very controversial mentality. We are talking about being a follower, followership. So, followership is something that is oftentimes villainized as being a negative connotation because of the perception that is attached to it. We oftentimes as men grew up hearing the phrase, don't be a follower, be a leader. And so what does that actually mean? And so to be perfectly honest, we grow up oftentimes not obeying and not listening to other people under the guise of being a leader. Well, I'm a leader, so I don't listen to others. But what exactly is followership, and should we adopt to that mentality? So followership is the ability to accomplish goals under a leader's direction, another leader's direction. So successful followership involves following instructions, completing assigned tasks, supporting initiatives, and being motivated. Good followers see the value in listening to others and helping others achieve their vision. So we have this conflict, right, between being a follower and being a leader. And again, the way that it's been presented to us previously is that we need to choose one or the other. However, what we see in life is that we'll oftentimes be in seasons where we are the leader and we have individuals who are following us that we are responsible and accountable for. Now, often, and then sometimes we'll be followers, where we have individuals that we'll have to report to, that are responsible for us, that we have our things that we take care of within the larger infrastructure of what needs to be accomplished. However, what I am proposing to you today is the idea that we need to adopt both a follower and a leader mentality, and there's a balance that exists between the both of them. So Lynn Offerman, who is an author, she actually wrote an article called When Followers Become Toxic for the Harvard Business Review. And she had a very powerful quote in this particular article. She said, "Some of us are leaders, but we all are followers." I'll say that again. Some of us are leaders, but all of us are followers. So at one time or another, we are all going to have the choice to be a leader. Now, not everyone is going to make that choice. Not everyone is going to make the decision to actually accept the mantle of being a leader. However, all of us are going to be in a position of having to follow someone or something. Even if you are an entrepreneur, you have your own business, and so you may say, I don't work for anybody, I work for myself. Well, do you have customers? Do you want to make money? Well, if you want to make money and if you have customers, you actually work for the individuals who buy your product. You actually work for the individuals who secure your services. So in a way, you are a follower because you have to yield to the demands and oftentimes what those individuals want from you in order to be able to secure and maintain their business. So some of us may be leaders, but all of us are followers in one form or another. So the question becomes, how can we cultivate a healthy balance between our mentality as a leader and our mentality as a follower? So a couple of quick tips that I want to share. Number one is we have to recognize and respect our influence. So regardless of the position that we find ourselves in, whether you are a CEO of a company that have 100 people that report to you that you're responsible for, or maybe you are a individual serving on a smaller team within a large company. What are you responsible for, and what is it that you have influence and governance over? All of us have a measure of influence within our job, within our positions, in our homes, in society. We all have something that allows us to influence the outcome of a certain situation or of a product or of a mission. So we have to be able to recognize that and then maximize that opportunity and that potential, because that gives us the opportunity to reinforce our role as a leader while also showing our ability to be dependable as a follower. Number two, focus on the position, not the person. Focus on the position, not the person. Too many times people get caught up in leaders that they either like or don't like, and allowing that to influence the quality of their work. And that is a grave mistake that we make. So I didn't realize until a few years ago that when you look at college athletes, many of them don't make the choice to attend the college that they attend based on that institution. They make the choice to attend that university or college based on the coach. That's why you see when coaches get fired, if they go to a different school, that player or those players will transfer with them. Some of them may stay at the institution or the university, but the bottom line is we have to be very careful of allowing the quality of our work to be governed and tied to individuals rather than either organization or the position that we are serving. Because what happens is we end up in a place where our loyalty is tied to an individual rather than organizational principles and ethics. And so that's something that we have to be very mindful and careful of. Third, you want to be mission driven, people minded, and ethics governed. I'll say that again. You want to be mission driven, people minded, and ethics governed. So we all have a mission. If you have a job, if you have a family, if you are in the community, whatever it is that you do, there's a mission involved in it. And if you don't know what that mission is, you're already at a disadvantage as a leader, but definitely as a follower as well. What is the mission? What is it that we're trying to accomplish? When you're people-minded, that means that we have the consideration, we have the value of other people that we work with or work for, which I know working for is kind of a, not necessarily a favorable way to say it, but the individuals that we're partnering with that are responsible for us, we want to have them in mind and have them in consideration and value their viewpoint, their opinions, the feedback, the different things that they may be sharing with us that help us to do our jobs better. And then lastly, we want to make sure that we are ethics governed. Not just the ethics and the morals of the organization that we are working for, but our personal ethics and our personal morals. How do those things align with not only what we do, how we're doing it, but the organization that we are involved with as well? Fourth, we want to be careful of adopting a herd mentality. We want to be careful of adopting a herd mentality. Now, a herd mentality describes how people can be influenced by their peers or adopt certain behaviors that are largely emotional rather than rational, based on a group of individuals, and forsaking, again, just as I mentioned, your individual morals and ethics. Now, what I'm not encouraging is rebelling for the sake of rebellion's sake. Again, you want to do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Sometimes doing the right thing, you're going to be standing on your own. Sometimes you standing for what's right means that you are not going to go along with what everyone else is doing. And so it's important for you to stand for those ethics, morals, and those principles. It's important for you to understand what the mission is, what are the objectives and the goals of your company, and adhering to those things in a way that aligns with your morals. And lastly, you want to be the type of follower that you would want to lead. Now, regardless of what you believe in, on the spiritual side, we believe in the law of sowing and reaping. So whatever you sow, you reap. Maybe you believe in karma, whether you believe in universal law. But if you call yourself a leader and you are in a position or a place where you're following people and you have a bad attitude, you can't be trusted, you're divisive, you're combative, you're constantly going against your leader because, again, you're a leader and you're not a follower, and you see a better way that it could be done and they don't want to listen to you. You want to be very careful of that, because what you're doing is you're inciting that karma. You're inciting that universal law. You're inciting that sowing and reaping, so that when you get in a leadership position, you will oftentimes experience what you have caused others to experience with you as a follower in that position. Listen, thank you so much for tuning into this Chosen Lifeline for Men. Again, my name is Walter Jennings from Chosen Life Specialists. Be sure to reach out to us at chosenlifespecialist.com and book me for a session so I can partner with you in helping for you to walk in your balance of followership and leading, and to potentially help you change your motivation, mentality, and mettle.